everyone, Abby here. Welcome back to my channel for Tech Tuesday, or welcome if you're new. Today I'm going to be comparing the Garmin Lily to the Fitbit Luxe, and this video has been requested by some of you. But before I get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed so you can stay tuned to all my new videos dropping weekly and so you can help the channel grow. I have the Garmin Lily here in the color white light gold. And I have the Fitbit Luxe here in the color Peony soft gold. So in this video, I'm going to go over the major similarities and differences between both of these fitness trackers. If you do want to see something more in depth, if you want more of a deep dive review, I have done full reviews on both of these fitness trackers, which you can find at the top right and in the description below. And I've gone ahead and included timestamps for you guys for all the key points I'm talking about in the description below and in the video down here in chapters if you want to skip to any part in the video. So the first difference between both of these smartwatches is the price. Now, the price as of recording for the Garmin Lily is currently $269.99 Canadian and $199.99 American. And the Fitbit Luxe here starts at $169.99 Canadian and $129.99 American. And if you do want to pick up the special edition version I have here, which did come with 2 bands, this one does come in a little bit higher, and I have the price on screen for you guys as well for that. These fitness trackers do have a lot in common, and I've gone ahead and listed all of the most important features I found on screen for you guys. Things like activity tracking, heart rate monitoring, step reminders, sleep tracking, and much more on screen for you guys. All right, guys, so this is what they look like on me. I do have a 7-inch wrist. So they do have the exact same sized band. They're both 14 millimeters. But when it comes to the display, we do see differences here where this one's a little bit taller, this one's wider. So this one does take up kind of less room on your wrist overall. I really do think they both look nice on and they are comfortable to wear. So when it comes to the wrist sizes that these smartwatches can fit, they do vary. So the Fitbit Luxe here did come with a large and a small band. So you can see that the Fitbit Luxe can fit a lot larger wrist sizes than we can with the Garmin Lily. And I have all of the wrist sizes both of these trackers can fit on screen for you guys right over here. When you do get the Luxe, you also have the option to get the convertible Gorilla bracelet if you want kind of to look more like jewelry. So I've gone ahead and placed a bunch of spec differences on screen for you guys. Anybody who wants to take a screenshot at this point, or for anyone who just wants to know this information. These smartwatches do have some noticeable differences, and now I'm going to go more into depth on some of these differences for you guys. A major difference between both of these fitness trackers is the design here. So you can see this one is rectangular with an AMOLED color display here, and we can see that this one is circular and it has a kind of white backlit display. And of course there are differences as well in the display sizes. It's a huge difference in the display size. So a lot of you guys out there, if you don't have the best eyesight and you want big text, like this is a lot easier to read than this is. One area they do differ is the changing mechanisms of the band. So with the Fitbit Luxe here, we have this kind of band where you just pop it open and shut. Some people do find this band a little bit tricky to get it to close properly, but I have not, but that's something to also keep in mind. And for the Garmin here, to change the band, you actually have to like unscrew the little kind of things here, take that out, and then you could swap out your band. So it's definitely a lot easier to change the band on the Fitbit than it is on the Garmin. This one I think definitely looks like more of a traditional kind of classic watch, not so much of a smartwatch fitness tracker. And this one, in terms of fitness tracker, also very sleek, lightweight, thin. And when you have the Gorilla bracelet on, which I'm just gonna pop it on right now for you guys, it doesn't look so much like a fitness tracker, but it looks more like jewelry. So when it comes to the operation between both of these smartwatches, they do differ. There are absolutely no buttons on the Luxe here. Where on the Lily here, we do have one kind of under display button there, which you can kind of push. And personally, I don't like this button because a lot of the time I'm trying to push it, but it just doesn't, like you have to click it just right or it won't turn on. See, as you guys can see. So there we go. The Garmin watch actually has more features than the Fitbit does. For example, we have body battery, which tells you, how refreshed you are, how ready you are to do a workout. We have our stress monitoring on here as well, your specific calories. So it says your calories during rest and your active calories. There are a couple of little operational differences I have noticed. For example, on the Fitbit here, if I want to go ahead and set an alarm for like tomorrow morning, I can do that directly on the watch. On the Garmin here, you can't set any alarms. You have to do that on your phone. Once it's set on your phone, you can turn them on or off. And then for example, if I want to do hydration tracking, how much water did I drink today? I can do that on the Garmin here, but I can't do that on the Fitbit. So there's little operational differences like that. Also, when it does come to ease of use, I do think that the Fitbit is a bit easier to use than the Garmin because all I have to do is a couple swipes, up or down, left or right, and I'm good to go. With the Garmin, it's a little bit more complicated because you have to swipe and then you got to press buttons to go into a different menu. So when it comes to the battery life between both of these fitness trackers, they do differ. The Fitbit Luxe here has a quoted battery life of up to 5 days. Garmin Lily here has a quoted battery life up to 5 days as well. So with my actual usage, things like GPS walks, runs, daily alarms, timers, and more, I have gotten on average 3 to 3.5 days of battery life with the Garmin Lily and 5 to 6 days of battery life with the Fitbit Luxe. So I definitely like having more battery life with the Fitbit Luxe. You're probably gonna have to charge them maybe 2 to 3 times a week depending on your usage. Overall, I think they could fit into most people's lifestyles. And when it does come to battery life, of course, everyone uses their smartwatches differently, so what I get might be different from what you would get. So when it comes to activity tracking with both these fitness trackers, I think they both do a really good job. And if you want to do, your basics like your run, your walk, your yoga, swimming, both of these smartwatches can handle that. And both of these are water resistant up to 5 ATM, so you can swim in them and you can track swimming. When it does come to the actual activity tracking, tracking your calories, your heart rate, your distance walk, stuff like that, they have done a really good job. I haven't really had any issues with that. When it comes to, your outdoor GPS activities, they both have connected GPS, which does require your smartphone to use it. Kind of piggybacks off of that to get you your data and your GPS tracking. When I have used them outdoors, I've had no issues. They connect pretty quickly with my phone's GPS and they have been accurate. When it comes to the step tracking, I'm finding the Fitbit is slightly higher than the Garmin, just by a little bit. So if I show you guys the current steps on both of them, this is at 611, this is at 626. It's just slightly higher, but that's something I definitely want to point out, even though I'm wearing them on the same wrist and, doing the same activities. So when it comes to durability, the Lily here does have some slight scratches. I'm not sure if you can see, but that's on the display. When it comes to the rest of the fitness tracker, there have been no scratches or scuffs or anything. And this little bezel has been very nice and smooth, no scratching. When it comes to the Fitbit, it's actually kind of the opposite. So the display here has been really solid, no scratches, no scuffs, but the sides of the fitness tracker, it is covered in little scratches and scuffs along it. And when it comes to the band I think is so far so good for both of them. I haven't had any discoloration or anything. I haven't needed to replace them. So the bands on both of these are solid. So when it comes to which tracker is best for you, I think that depends on a lot of factors. One important factor I definitely think to consider is the price, which one is maybe better in your budget. Another thing is the design. Which one do you like the look of more? Your wrist size as well, because they do accommodate different wrist sizes. Do you want something that looks more like a sleek looking timepiece, or do you want something that looks more like a fitness tracker, but has the ability to transform into a real piece of jewelry here? If you are someone who wants something that does look more like a piece of jewelry, you want an AMOLED color display, you want the ability to set alarms and timers on here, you like the Fitbit operating system, you're someone who has a large wrist and would benefit from having a large band available, a fitness tracker that can track all of your basic activities and metrics, then I would definitely consider getting the Fitbit Luxe here. If you are someone who you want that bigger display, you want something that looks more like a traditional watch, you want to have the ability to kind of have more things you can do on the watch, Garmin body battery, the hydration tracking, stress monitoring, and if you're someone who has a smaller wrist size, and of course you can track all your basic activities and metrics, then I would definitely consider going with the Garmin Lily here. Now, when it comes to me and which one I prefer, well, before I tell you that, go ahead and comment down below and let me know which fitness tracker you prefer. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. I do prefer the Fitbit Luxe here. Now I really like the design here. I love that I can just transform it into this beautiful kind of bracelet, jewelry looking vibes. I like having the color display. And I find myself grabbing this one more when I want to use a fitness tracker. But I think that they both are great fitness trackers. Now, if you guys are looking to pick up either the Fitbit Luxe here or the Garmin Lily, I've gone ahead and left a link down in the description for you to use. And if there's anything I missed today that you want to know, just go ahead and drop a comment below. I do read all the comments and I will answer your question. And that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching, guys, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.